Hello YouTube, I'm Ash Potter, and I'm gonna do this is a Flash animation I made of a person in Flash making a Flash. So it's a flash of a Flash in progress. So yeah, enjoy. This is how to make a button. I'm gonna delete my old how to make a button because it just overall sucked. Uh, yeah. So here we go. Oh, if you hear any music, it's gonna be Gurudo Valley from some kind of Legend of Zelda game, and it's by Calebelijah. Okay, so let's begin. Don't mind the other buttons; they don't do anything. So first of all, for a button, how to make it, you just draw something, or you can put anything from your library into your any symbols into your button. Like if you want a button that will move, then you would want to either move the button from the outside or have the button move itself. Then you would have the button be of a movie clip. You can also put buttons within buttons, but I'm not really sure how that works. And you can also put graphics into buttons and any shapes, or you can also put text in. But text is really hard because text is only just is very small and hard to hit. So if you're making text, then you want to put text behind something. So right now, what I did was is right click, and then I clicked on convert to symbol, and then I went I went to the convert to symbol, and I went to buttons, and then now and then you can name your button. Don't worry about anything else for now if you're just started. And then what you do, you press create button or whatever that enter key does, and then there you go. Here's your button. So now I'm going to show you how to code a button. So first create a Flash document. I haven't done anything yet, so I'm going to make a generic button. Tra la 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 la. Making a button. There we go. Generic button. Add some text for eye candy. Oops. Dark blue. There we go. Here is our generic button. Make sure it's on the same layer. Make sure everything in your buttons is on the same layer. You want to make a different layer for every button, preferably. You can put them all on the same layer, but I prefer not. Generic button. Okay. Now, see this button? What you can do with it, you can pull up the actions frame. Now, what the actions frame is, you can see here, you have go to, play, stop. So you can just click on, double click, go to or play or stop. Okay, so I want this button to go to the 15th frame and stop there because I'm gonna have instructions. So I double click go to, and on release it automatically generates all the stuff. It's like on release, go to and play, and then it has this whole syntax. But since this is just for beginners, I won't tell you what those are for. For on release, if you click on it, you can have other things happen. Like once you rule out of the button, then you can go to and play something, and whatever is checked will be added to it. So you can put all of them. So basically, any contact with the button, it'll go, or you can press release. Release means if you release your mouse after you click on the mouse and then you release your mouse somewhere on the button. So and press is just the second you put your mouse down and it's on top of the button, then voila, there you have it. So now so there's also release outside and then all this other stuff. Key press, that's pretty interesting, but I usually never use it. So on the on here it says go to and play. You can tell exactly what to go to and play. Like if you are really cool, you could be able to make movie clips on the same frame play but not the scene, but that's really hard. You can do go to what. So you can go to, see, I have go to and play, right? So I go to and stop. And let's say I want to do go to 15, and then there we go. So now we have it. Or you can do it the really cool way by just type in all yourself by saying uh, on, and then you can go like that, and it'll just have all these stuff. So let's say when I press on the left, let's say when I, let's say if I release outside of it, then I'll have it to play. You can just do something like that. Of course, I don't want that because that's just going to be really weird. So there you have it. You coded it. Now, other cool things with buttons. If you double click a button, you go into the button itself. So you can change over. See, these up is what it shows up on the frame as. Over is what happens, what it looks like when it goes over. So I'm going to put a keyframe here, and then I'm going to make it bigger when your mouse is over it, so that it's kind of like more popping to the eye. It's like, wow, look, it's a button. So free transform, I'm holding down shift, that will make sure, if you hold down alt, it will make sure it'll go in the center. If you just hold down shift, then it'll just go like that. And we do alt. Unfortunately, shift alt in some computers changes your language, which is pretty bad, which is not very fun. See, and then down, what happens in the down is that you can just, down is what happens when you hold your mouse down on it. So when it's down, I'm going to make, it's going to turn red. Oops. And then the line's going to turn weird color. It shows up as black, but whatever. There you go. It shouldn't show us as black now. You mean it still shows up as black. But oh well, it's green then. So hit is that if you want it to be somewhere else. Like, let's say if you click on the buttons, will show up as somewhere else, but in theory, the button will be really over here. So watch what happens. Let's put it somewhere near. So watch. For your enjoyment, I will make something on number 13, Christmas Square. Control Enter will export your Flash movie. Oops, I forgot an important thing. On the first frame, you want to make sure that your action is stopped, so that your whole movie will stop before anything happens. Yeah. So instead of that happening, it will turn up like this. See now, generic button. I'm hovering over it, but it's still not working. Why? Because I have this. The real button's over here. And then watch, if I click on over here, this is what the effect of the hit button does. So I'm going to move here, press, and I'm back. Let's say I want to go back. So if I hold over it, that's what happens. Now you see what's a button, how to work buttons. There's a lot of things that you can do to do buttons. Like you can make them move around and stuff. You can make the first thing game people do with buttons is probably a mouse avoider, where they make people just go over the mouse and stuff, uh, and other stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah. And what else you can do with a button, which is most people use, is you can do it to play, to stop, and to keep on going in a movie. And then you just use play to play would be just play, stop to pause the movie would be to stop, and if you want to rewind the movie, then that would be go to and play whatever, or like go to and play previous frame or something like that. So thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, I hope I didn't stutter too much this time.